and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket semifinals. Today we have Mercy versus Petroleum, and first up we have Ward here playing for Mercy on Unknown in Wrecker's Yard. Oh, very exciting killer. Any frequent viewers here would know that I am a big Unknown fan, so I'm very excited to see this set. Looks like we're gonna get our first chase here. It is Nia, Momo on Nia, and with a very good UVX here applying Weaken. We're gonna go play this jungle gym. Ward, you're trying to do some mind games. Will we get the hit? Nia runs in very good stuff and clearing to about 50% here. Oh, a very good spit there by Ward, catching Nia at the doorway. She pre-drops Shack Ballot. Ward doubles back, and we will be getting a down here. A very quick first down here by Ward. The survivors only have about 25% of agenda, which is not the best position to be for your first down against Unknown. This killer is this killer has the nickname the Harmless for a reason. So you're expecting what? 5 to 8 hook states on Wreckers, I think, on Unknown is the average. But Pain Rest does come through, and we do hit, I think, Julian's gen here, who's playing a Felix. A thing to note with our build is we have batteries included, which is, not a common pick, but I've seen it played before. It gets a lot of value once gens start getting finished, which I mean, if you're expecting if you're a killer just expecting stages instead of 4Ks, gens will be finished. And especially once that Shack gen finishes, get that base boost around the middle of the map, which is very nice. Spot tap here on, I believe, 5 gens. And they run up towards 4 and we teleport towards the hook. Will we secure the hook here on Momo is the question. If we do get a second hook state before 2 chance left, it's gonna be pretty good, I think, for Bolivar/Ward here. Okay, we're just patrolling the hook. The survivors seem to just be doing gens. They're gonna go concede this hook state for some gen progress. They pop the first gen by 7. We go for a spit. Unfortunately, does not connect. This Felix here dodges quite well. Momo goes second. And Ward is on the hunt for Ooh, a swing around the pallet, but unfortunately they miss. And we do get the hit. Very good hit there, as they use their on-hit movement to run down towards deep mid-6. Teleport back as the unhook happens, leaving Julian weak and injured. A very dangerous state to be in against Unknown. Will we get down here? We try a spit, but unfortunately it does not connect, which gives me enough time to run around the jungle gym. Goes up to play the Philip out by Rock. A very good insta-pop there, hitting both the Rock and the Pallet at the same time, causing the DX to explode. Gets the weaken. Will we get the down? We do, as Nia tries to point that. I think she's setting up possibly for a Pallet save. Yes, as we can see here, we have a survivor lurking around. I believe it is Tap. Will Tap go for the Pallet save? Will it succeed? Julian got reset here by Kenshi, and they're back on a gen right now, which is about 25%. We go for the pick. Will Tap get the Pallet stun? The answer is no. Very unfortunate, which will be our first sacrifice here at 3 generators remaining, which is a pretty decent spot to be on Unknown. This will allow Bolivar here to slow the game down and lower the gen pressure of the survivors, as having 3 survivors is significantly harder than 4 survivors if you're on the survivors. Just the lack of manpower means that your gen pressure is not nearly as high. Ooh, a spit there, a little flick, but unfortunately it catches the Rock. Which could have, I think that spit could have hit if they were holding the closer Rock. One insta-pop on the front windshield of the truck there, but unfortunately does not connect on Julian. He manages to clear the weaken, which is puts them in a good spot here for this chase. Kenshi is working away on the gen here, about 50%. We do get a hit, very good, as Julian runs towards 7. Will we get a UVX hit? Ooh, a very good a good lob, but unfortunately Julian was exiting the car pile. The Shack gen is about 50%, so that's the one Ace, I believe, is doing. If I'm correct, yeah. Looks like Ace was doing Shack gen, and Tap was doing the gen by sorry, gen by 3. Or 2. 2/3. But we have like 50% progress on 2 gens. We put Erupt on them, which is good. We need to get it down, I feel, very soon before these gens pop in order to like get more, relieve some of the gen pressure. Unfortunately, one of them just popped. Will we get a skip here? Oh, that was a very good bounce off the bus, which means will we possibly get a 2-tap? Yes, it does, as Ace was not unable to make. We see Tap fault the shack window. Very quick. A stab was hit by Eruption there, revealing his aura and redressing the generator in shack by a bit. And another frame res. Second frame res of the trial as we claim our second fresh hook and fourth hook of the trial. A very good spit on Tap. And looks like we're gonna enter chase here, leaving Julian the only survivor the only survivor that's able to do gens if they want to. But they are injured right now. If we injure Tap here, it's gonna be extremely difficult to go for an unhook safely on Kenshi. Ooh, we teleport and we spot Julian working on the gen. Which leaves, I think, Tap might be able to get the unhook. Which they do. As Tap unhooks Ace. As we engage for the chase here with Julian and this TNL. We will get the M1 downing them. And will we slug or will we hook is the question. And the answer is looking like we're gonna hook. And then reset comes for Tap here, which is pretty good for them. And Ace healing up with second win. A very good perk there. Allowing you to heal after 20 seconds of being unhooked. Completely heal the survivor. Oh my god! Ace, what a play with that body block on the hook! Getting, allowing for Julian here to wiggle out, but unfortunately Julian runs face first into a clone and goes down. Footprint cast getting pretty good value in this game by increasing the amount of clones that spawn. It makes a rate of clones that when you hit the power, instead of 10-second reduction on the cooldown, it's a 15-second reduction, which is quite notable. It's a 50% increase, allowing us to get more clones on the map and get more mobility. As you can see here, we have 4 clones out on the map, which is pretty good, though the other 2 are by completed gens already, I believe. But we will be holding this shack gen. We will be holding this gen by 2. And here it looks like we're taking the chase here at mid 12. Will this spit connect? What a bounce here by Ward! Well played. I'm really enjoying these UVX shots. It's like, it's really fun to see people play Unknown. The different kinds of like ways people bounce the projectile and, you know, get it to hit is always very cool to see. Ooh, but Ace unfortunately makes it there as the UVX hit the wall at an angle instead of straight on. Question is, will Julian get unhooked? And the answer is yes. As they get unhooked before they go second, we go check on our gen progress. It looks like Shack here is about 75%. We're gonna kick it with our increased break and kick speed from Obscure Game Cartridge, which gives us 30% kick vault and break speed for 20 seconds after teleport. Which is pretty cool considering the teleport by baseline has 25-second cooldown. Allowing for a pretty high uptime if you want. Looks like both the survivors are attempting to pressure gens here, but Ward is able to see both gens from a single spot. We do spot Julian here injured and they go down. Very unlucky. That was a pretty tough pallet to play, especially from the short side. And we will be getting a hook here by the generator at 2. We see Tap here. Oh, sorry, this is a generator at 7, my bad. Yep. So the car pile here is 7. So, yeah, and we're going now deep 6. Top place edge map here. Will we get a tag? Ace working away at the generator. It's about 90%. Unless we leave now, the generator is going to finish. We get the hit, teleport. Unfortunately, the gen finishes just as we teleport to the car pile at 7. Yeah, I apologize for mistaking this as 2. I'm sure you guys have noticed the new Auto Haven looks very different in this patch, as they did update the whole realm's like lighting, but it I don't know, makes it look a lot different, and Yeah, some people think like some of the tiles, like in ARP for example, some of the tiles might have been moved around, but I'm not sure. But it looks like Julian here will be dying on hook as both survivors are injured, which means they're unable to get the pull safely. Yes, it looks like that is what's happening as Tap was kind of lurking around by 7. Ace is working away on a generator here. That has 50% progress. We do spot Ace. This is very much looking like a 4K1 here for Ward. We get the down. What a lunge into the pallet. Looks like we're going to opt to pick. And we will be hooking. Putting pressure here on Tap. So Tap is injured, which means they can't really unhook if they're spotted. So they're going to have to stop it out. Looks like they're lurking around 6 still. They have an option of either playing playing for hatch. Oh, which is what they're doing as Aces let go of Aces let go on the hook. And we will be playing a hatch game. Wait. I stand corrected. We are playing a gate game. Will Tap get out here as they're hidden by this really annoying big white bubble. Unfortunately, Tap gets caught as the gate was about 50%, and we will be engaging in our final chase of the trial. Ooh, a bit of tap tech here from Ward. Unknown on their first few frames of their UVX. They don't have any slowdown, and you can act out of it with M1s, vaults, pallet breaks, gen kicks, pickups. Yeah, you name it, you could do it. And we get a very good hit here on the TNL. As they vault the window despite the fast vault, they do go down, and we will get the Mori to close it out, giving Mercy here a 4K1. Well, we will be back very soon to see Petroleum's Unknown, which I'm very excited for. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Tour Bracket semi-finals. We have once again Mercy versus Petroleum here, but this time with Petroleum's killer on Unknown on our second game of our first set. We have Julian here playing for Unknown with them, with a win con of 4K2 and a Tycon of 4K1. A very good UVX hit there, hitting Hilo on V, giving her the weakened condition. Will we get a follow-up shot as V leaves the loop there as not to get hit through the wall. As UVX, Unknown's UVX explosion does go through terrain. And so we're gonna leave here at Deep 6 as we're in our corrupt gens, so I assume Julian wants to take the chase towards active gens, if possible. Oh, we find Scoily here on Ace on the tile by 6. Ooh, unfortunate bounce. I think they wanted it to bounce further down, but Ace was also peeling all the way to Shack there, so I don't think it would have connected. Either way. Ooh, and we hear the gen here at top 12. Sorry, not top. Mid 12 by the hill being worked on. And it looks like it might have been a balanced landing as we do see scratch marks leading off the hill without the sound of the survivor screaming. We have our survivors working away at these generators. Such good gen pressure by them. With Julian really trying here to get maybe that first injure. The spot B who's weakened already. She runs in, just gets an M1 for it. But it means she clears her weakened condition, which means a follow-up UVX shot won't down her. She's gonna play the filler here. But as our first gen, oh no, that was Call of Brian, not the gen popping, my bad. You could see here the survivors are working on gen spec heavily, and you do get the down there on V. A thing to note is that the survivors did not scream as they did call that a possible eruption was in play because they did kick that generator, so they both let go. Very, very good stuff from V here with amazing comms to how they're going they're down. we will be putting on our pain rest hook here for our first hook of the trial. Hitting Scrawly's generator, regressing it quite a bit. Unfortunately, the pain rest did not hit the gen at mid 6, which would have been very, very good to get the regression down, because 2 survivors were working that gen, and regressing gens that 2 survivors work on stops the pretty much wastes the time of those 2 survivors. If you do get it like regressed enough, especially if it regresses down to nothing. We spot Ace here, it's Claude, a very good bounce off the roof of the pickup. And it looks like we will be chasing in this filler. Claude runs around and opts to leave the loop instead of playing it, running to this next filler. We go for an M1 and it does connect with a fake UVX pull out there. Claude runs to 7. We get a very good UVX hit, and we're gonna play mid 6 here. Mid 6, yeah. Ooh. Pallet is dropped here at mid 6 as another gen finishes. We're at 3 gens remaining, which is it is getting quite it's gonna be quite a difficult win con here for Julian, I feel, as Scroily is on a gen that is about to finish. We do get the down, but I don't think we'll make it into a pain rest hook in time. And it looks like we won't, as we'll be hooking Claude here at mid 6 as the gen at 11 pops. That will be our second hook and our second fresh hook of the trial, with second pain rest being spent. It's good to Julian here trying to spend those pain rest tokens is very good, as it will slow the survivors down, as we are at our win con now, so we have to 4K them here if we want to win the set. It's gonna be quite a challenge to do that. However, anything's possible. We've seen crazy comebacks before. Ooh. Unfortunately, the shot not connecting there with Nia, and she runs towards mid 6 and going to 7. Will we get a spit of the pallet? Ooh, what a good read by Julian there to spit in front of the pallet, knowing that, reading that Nia will run in. Will we get a second spit in? We do, as it connects with the corner of the car in the ground there for an insta-pop. Will we get a down? Ooh. Oh, almost with a swing. That was almost... Julian mind gaming this dude quite well, but unfortunately the swing just not quick enough to connect. EVX not connecting as Nia clears the last of her weekend. Gen's in the background being worked on here by our survivors, doing a really good job. We can see Call of Ryan propping there in the distance as we get the down, and I believe we got an eruption scream, which will reveal the aura of our survivors for a little bit. We're going to be cashing in, it looks like we're going to be cashing in another pain rest, which will once again slow our survivors down. As we spot Ace here next to the hook. Our final pain rest, if we down Ace here at mid 6, it'll be very good if they could get into the pain rest hook. However, the current pain rest hook in this area is currently occupied by Nia. Oh, unfortunate swing does not connect, but will the spit connect? It does! Very good shots by Julian here. Oh, we spot Claude going for the unhook. Will we make it a hook trade? Ooh, and the generator pops in the distance, putting us at our Tycon. However, with 2 survivors injured 1 weekend, it could snowball quite quickly here if the survivors make a couple of mistakes. We do hear a survivor lurking for the unhook. It looks like we spot Ward here on Claude. As the last gen pops, which secures the first set win for Mercy. But how many more hooks will we get? The game isn't over yet till all the survivors leave, or are sacrificed. Is Julian going to opt to camp out the hook here? Looking like it, as Nia goes second. Merc hanging there on the hook. Claude going for the unhook. The Claude gets the unhook in front of Julian, as Julian doing the AFK tag, pretending to be one of the And I think that is game. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket semi-finals. Here we have Mercy versus Petroleum, and this time we have Petroleum's pick of Spirit here in Ormond, Mount Ormond Resort 3. And we have Momo here playing Spirit for Petroleum. Very excited to see how they do. Our first set, I believe Mercy won. Yes, so we are currently 1-0. So let's see if Momo can pull it back here for Petroleum. It looks like we're running Pain Res, Ruin, Erupt, Corrupt. Very standard perks here. Very strong gen regression as well, especially if the survivors are unable to cleanse that Ruin quickly. And we're gonna be, walking around looking for survivors. Unfortunately, Spirit is a 4.4 killer, so when they're not phasing, they're quite slow. Gonna go check Shack. No one's here. And the Curse of Hex Totems as Ruin goes 60 seconds into the trial. However, we still have 3 very strong perks with us right now, with Corrupt slowing down the gens and funneling our survivors to more advantageous positions here for Momo. As we find Tylian on Jake here, and we're gonna engage in a chase here at, I believe we're at 10 or 11, 10-11 area. We're gonna go chase him down to the pillar 12, and I was gonna say we're gonna get the hit, but they get the stun. I feel like Momo was robbed from there, I'll be honest. We're gonna continue to play this pallet, waiting for our power. Power is back up. Will Momo get the down? They do. Very good stuff here by Momo. Very quick down. Honestly, that pallet stun there, I don't know. It looked like it was gonna hit. Unfortunately, we do not have a Pain Rest nearby as we go look here at 1. And we're gonna phase down towards the 2-3-4 area from the looks of it. Oh, no, we're stepping into main. My bad. Sorry, Momo. Momo proving me wrong here. We do spot the gen at 6 here. About 50% through. We're gonna looks like we're gonna kick it, put an eruption on it. It's very good. We're gonna go phase. Ooh, we spot some scratch marks and a crow taking off. As we see Ace here. Scroily on Ace. Now in a chase. And a gen popping in the background there. I believe that was a gen 7 or Shack. Gonna go and drop the chase here on Ace as we go back, but the Jake was able to finish their heal, which means that their chase here will be a bit longer than what it could have been. They're in a bit of a tough spot right now though, as what a very nice short phase here by Momo. I was gonna say they're in a bit of a tough spot here though, away from any resource, and with Spirit like blocking their way. Ooh, and another very good phase here on Ward. Just dropping right on top of their survivors. Momo really, Momo probably with a really expensive headset. Spirit gamers have very good hearing. Ooh, slightly short on Jake here. Gonna be playing this tractor by 5. I think it's a tractor. Oh, and we're gonna go to edge map here as another gen pops in the background, which brings us to 3 generators remaining with 2 hooks on the board. However, there is a Pain Res hook we could cash, 2 Pain Res hooks actually, to cash in our Pain Res here for on Jake, as we were unable to do it the first time, as Pain Res RNG seems to put all 3 Pain Res hooks in the 6-4-3 area, 6-5-3, and 1 in top of mid, so, sorry, top of main. So, yeah, Pain Res hook RNG sometimes, so like the whole 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 area is kind of cooked if you want to get Pain Res hooks and the survivors die there. But the survivors don't know that, so hopefully they die somewhere else. We spot a gen here by 10. We're gonna go kick it, and it looks like it's about 50%. We're gonna go put Eruption, and we're going to phase straight back here on the hook. It looks like we're gonna attempt to tunnel Jake out here, which is, I think, what our what Momo is attempting to do. Our survivors here, we spot 3 of them with Ada, Ace, and Jake here, both of them attempting to heal. Possibly a body block, but I don't think they're currently in position. Ooh, a down here with an emote from Jake. Does that mean there is a survivor lurking nearby as we spot Ada here? Oh, but we're gonna unphase into a pickup. Will they get a pallet stun? The answer is yes. What a very good play here. Momo went for a risky play, but unfortunately it did not pay off, as another gen in the background will be popping very shortly. What a good down here by Momo. And a very good stun there by Ward/Bulithar. Extending that chase just a little bit longer and getting them that finished gen. Ace is lurking around as well, dropping a firecracker. Ooh. Ace leaving the loop and Momo not quite hitting the phase, unfortunately. Oh, and the lunge coming short. But this, I was gonna say, this pallet isn't the best, but we do have Shack to play, and the pallet is still up. So this pallet connects to window, which would be pretty good here for Ace. But they are injured, and playing against injured, oh, very unfortunate phase. I was gonna say playing injured against Spirit is very scary, as your grunts of pain and pools of blood will very much give you away just like that. As Ace will be going down here for our fourth hook of the trial with and second fresh hook. Will we see a pain res? Pain reses are quite far, unfortunately, and we won't as another gen pops. We are one gen remaining, but we still have 3 pain res hooks in the bank. But the pain res RNG is just not with Momo today, which is, as a killer main, I can empathize. I've had atrocious pain res hooks in some of my games, so it's tough. Gonna kick a gen here. We have our last 3 gens are like 4, 5, and like 7, I think, or 8. Oh, sorry, 4, 5, and Shack. My bad. And we're gonna be kind of patrolling it. It's a bit far, but we could patrol it decently with phase. But because of the distance, we ideally are going to get like hits in or, injures or downs quickly in order to try to secure this 4K1 here for Momo. But we can see here Ada working away at the gen, and Bandit here on Renato lurking for an unhook for Ace. But it looks like Spirit is just going to camp the unhook as Renato watches from the second story of main. As the unhook is secured, we're gonna go phase out and go check on our gens, which I believe will force Ward off of the gen here at 4 and will allow for Bandit to come and pull Stroil from that hook at 9. And it looks like it, and Ada did a very good job there of sneaking, and they're immediately back on that gen, stopping the regression, but we're gonna phase back instead of phase towards the hook. A very good mind game here by Momo to double back towards the gen, catching Ada off and getting a very quick tag. Will we get a follow-up down? Oh, Ada with a double back into another double back, getting some distance and making it to the loop here at 4. The pallet is still down and she has the window to play, but phase is back up. A very, very good down there from Momo. Momo hitting some very good phases today. And we will be getting a hook, but it looks like we're going for that pain res hook at mid, which is what we need right now in order to prolong this game to get more hook states in and possibly a 4K1. That will be our 6th hook of the trial with 3 fresh. If we can find Ace and turn this into a 2v1, this will be a very good position here as Ada gets pulled here and clean break does proc, which after 20 seconds that broken will go away and she'll heal back to full, which is a very strong perk. Provided you get a heal off beforehand. There's the second win. Procking on Ada, healing her back to full, and we're gonna go back patrolling our gens. Looks like Ada is going to be back on that 4 gen, which has regressed down to almost nothing. Renato lurking in Shack with Ace. I think Ace is also doubling the 4 gen with Ada. Looks like Momo here is looking for Renato. Looking for the survivor that has been attempting this generator. Looking down into basement. This would be a cheeky hiding spot for a survivor. Gonna check lockers. I feel like if this was a 1v2 situation, I'd say like, yeah, this is a pretty fine place to look, but in a 1v3, survivors doubling a gen can get a lot of progress done really quickly. As we can see here, the generator's already at 75%. Ace pre-leaves here, as here they're on death of playing a lot more safe, and we do spot them. Will we go for Ace here, or are we going to look for the second survivor doubling this gen? Bandit hops back onto Shack gen. It's about 75% now, and it is looking like a very difficult 4K1 here for Momo if they are going to make it to 4K1. It could still be a 4K0, but the gen pressure that the survivors have right now is immaculate, with the gen at 4 and gen at Shack being pressured. They're pretty much like the two farthest gens away from each other. Gonna go back to Shack looking for Renato, who is hiding by the rocks at 8. As Ada and Ace go back on their gen, and Momo quickly trying to phase back there before it finishes. The gen at 80%. Will they just stick it? Momo sees it, and the gen does finish. Looks like we will be engaging in a chase here with Ada at 4. In this TNL, she gets a very good window vault there, gaining some distance with Life. Will we get the hit? Looks like we're gonna get the hit, but the gate is already finished, which means that they will be getting, making it to the gate here and getting out with a total result of 6 hooks, 3 fresh. We'll be back shortly with our next killer, with Mercy's Spirit, which I'm very excited to see. Yeah, see you guys soon. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket semifinals, here with Mercy versus Petroleum. This time we have Mercy's killer with Bolitar/Ward playing Spirit here for Mercy for our second game of our second set, with a win condition of 6 hooks, 6 hooks with 4 fresh hooks, or 7 hooks, and a tie condition of 6 hooks and 3 fresh hooks. We get a very quick tag here on Julian in main. As we did spot Julian, and I believe it was Tap Acid, played by Acid, yeah. As we take the chase here into Shack, will Julian make the pallet? They do, and it looks like a drop into a break. They are on the weaker side, I think, of the pallet, like if you were to drop it, which makes them have to play the window, and they do go down. Very good phase there by Bolitar. And we're gonna get the pick here. Basement hook is a viable option here, and it looks like we are going to take it. I was gonna say it looks it's either basement hook or we're gonna try go for a pain res, but it looks like all of our pain res spawned. So last time, in our last game, the pain res spawned in top main 6, 5, and 4. This time it looks like it spawned top main and 10, 12, 1 or something like that. Oh man, these pain res RNG is a bit rough today. We do spot the gen here at 10. Going to give it a little kick, putting our Eruption on it. A thing to note, instead of Ruin, we have Wretched Fate here, which means that Momo, our current obsession, and it can change if the obsession changes, will be doing gens 33% slower, I believe, after that first generator finishes, which means she pretty much not really contributing to the gens. Up until at least they refine that hex and cleanse it. They do get the unhook in basement, and we're gonna go back down into basement, and we go for a cheeky heal in basement as Wretched Fate goes. We tag Ace here, and I believe we're gonna follow up with a tag on Tori, which puts them both into the injured state. And we are going to go phase as we chase down Tori here, running towards 5, trying to make a good death spot. Probably at around 5 and 4. They have a pallet here to play, but they don't. Are they unable to double back to drop it as they go down to a lunge here by Spirit? Oh. Oh, sorry. Look, I was mistaken. It looks like we actually have playable Pain Rest hooks with a Pain Rest hook here in main. It looks like it's, sorry, it looks like it's mid 1, 3, and 5 are Pain Rest hooks, which I guess is all on the right side. So if the survivors are like dying 9, it's it could be a bit of a rough spot here, especially if it's like corner 9. Going to erupt the gen here by 8, and we're gonna go phase and look for another survivor possibly. Gonna go towards main here. We could hear a bit of progress, I think, by the gen here at 10, as our survivors are working their way at their gens, with 2 gens in the background about to pop. There's the first one at 10, and the second one at what appears to be 2. We have our survivors on the hook here, about to be sacrificed if they don't hurry, and it looks like Ada is a bit close. Same with Ace. Bolitar here is defending the hook quite aggressively. Will we get a double unhook? It looks like they're positioning for it as they get the hit on Ace, which means they will get the hit on Ada and successfully secure a 2-person unhook. But we're going to go straight onto Tari as Tari runs up from the hook at Shack towards 11 and 10. Ooh, what a double back by Tari, and playing the pallet, getting a really good stun here. Julian putting in the work to get more distance, to get a longer chase, and buying their team slightly more time to finish gens. We are going to finally cash in our Pain Rest hook here, which I believe will hit Kenshi's gen, which is about 50%. Yes, as we hear Ace screaming in the background, not letting go of their gen, as I believe that it was cons that perhaps there was no Pain Rest because 2 hooks went through without a Pain Rest hitting. Instead, we saved Pain Rest for this moment. We're gonna chase Ada here by 5, and we do get her running around the rock despite her 4.4. Not gonna lie, I was thinking that it possibly wouldn't hit, but Acid here on tap coming in for a phenomenal pallet save, costing them a health state, but getting Ada off of Spirit's shoulder. We do spot Tap and Ace here. All our survivors are injured, which is a very good position to be in for Spirit. As you know, like I said earlier, they're all noisy, leaving blood everywhere, just unfazed on top of their grunts of pain usually, and get a very quick down. Just like that, as we go down Acid here, popping Eruption on our gen at 6. And giving us a bit of aura reading. We're gonna be hooking here by 6. Unfortunately, it is not a Pain Res. The gen at 5 getting a bit of progress here, as unfortunately we do get the spectator bug because I swapped camera as the hook was happening. Ladies and gentlemen, labor of love, amazing game, behavior. This has been in the game for so long. Alright, thankfully the phase fixed our spectate bug there, as Ace was lurking for the unhook. We do spot Ada's gen at 99. We're gonna kick and interrupt it, and the down here on Ada will get us to start regressing alongside, I believe, the gen at 6. We're gonna pick Ada here, and there is a Pain Res hook right here, but it looks like we're gonna try and... No, okay, I was gonna say, we could try to go for that mid Pain Res hook, but it's a bit far. A bit risky, especially if survivors come into body block. But we do get the hook here at 5, getting that Pain Res in, regressing that 5 generator even more. Undoing all the hard work Ada put into doing that gen. Looks like we have Ace here lurking for a save onto Ada, with Tap doing one of the gens at the top side of the map, I believe. Oh wait, sorry, I stand corrected. Doing the gen at Shack, at 8, which is in front of Shack. Going to go. We're gonna go like patrol around mid here. Will we go back to the hook to secure? Will we check the 8 generator? Our last 4 generators are in decent positions, but the survivors do have quite a bit of gen pressure as we see Tap walk into main. As soon as Spirit phases away, looks like Tap goes back onto the gen as the unhook does happen on Ada with second wind here. Will Ada get the second wind off is the question. Endurance just runs out, and Ada goes down to a very good phase by Bolitar here, unable to get that second wind to trigger in time. And we're gonna put Ada back on the hook here at 5, putting her on her second hook, securing us our tie condition. We just need one more hook here from Bolitar to secure the set win for Mercy as we catch Ace here by the pallet at by the jungle gym at 4 and get a very good tag. And we're gonna play the pallet. Unfazed, will we get the hit? The answer is yes, as Ace attempts to slide across, but the hit does connect. Perhaps that vault could have made it if they had Resi. But unfortunately, they did not. Tap here, the only remaining survivor, needing to recover this game. Looking like a very likely 4K1 here for Bolitar, as they catch Tap rotating to the unhook from the finished generator. Ooh, Tap dropping the pallet and crouching, trying to bait Spirit to swing onto the other side, but Ward does not buy it. Get the vault, and we get the hit, and that will secure our 4K1 here, giving the set win to Mercy, putting them up 2-0. We will be back very soon with our next set, which is set 3 of Ghoul. I hope to see you guys very, very shortly. Lower bracket semifinals with Mercy versus Petroleum, and we are on our third set here of Mercy's pick of Ghoul. Mercy is currently 2-0 in favor of Mercy, so if Mercy wins this set, they will be taking the match as it is a best of 5. And both teams had agreed that Ghoul's Legendary is okay for this, as usually legendaries are not permitted. So we have Rize running around here on Blood Lodge, played by Bolitar/Ward. And it looks like we have a very, very similar build to our Spirit with our perks with Wretched Fate, Pain Rest, Corrupt. And we do find our first survivor here, getting the bite in on Solara. Our add-ons giving us leap speed, and I believe longer time you can have your aiming thing out after you leap. You know, for subsequent leaps. Get the leap over. Lara revolts the pallet here. Will we get the down? As we do get the down by the jungle gym at 5. We're gonna pick Lara here. Our survivors still working away on gens as we run towards the Spain Rest hook to see if we could put Lara on a hook before the gen pops. And with a fast chase like that, it was almost certain that the gen wouldn't pop. As we do see the Pain Rest gen as we hook the survivor, as Momo here on Cheryl was currently working on it. And we do get the bite on. We spot Tap next, and we're good. Looks like we're gonna get a tag here, and we do. As we get the injury on tap and the unhook comes through, are we going to return the hook? It looks like that is the play, as we probably want to try and get a tunnel out happening as quick as possible here to secure a bit more pressure for our killer. Gonna be playing around Shack, jumping with it. We do have our 3 leaps for quite a bit, as Cheryl finally did clear her deep wounds, but the timer is going to start ticking down here. Shack pallet has been dropped and has been used. Lara still has the filler here by between Shack and 6. She drops a firecracker and makes it back to the pallet. And unfortunately, she goes down as she slides over the pallet. Rize here electing to leave her slug for a bit here to maybe get another down here on Cheryl. As Cheryl is at the bus, we do get the down as there is no pallet spawn in this side of the bus this time. Will we erupt with Shack? Wretched Fate is in play now as Kenshi, our current obsession, is going to be hit by that massive generator's repair speed penalty. And it looks like we're going to be picking up Julian and putting them on a hook here by 6. And we're gonna go back to Cheryl and possibly get a pain rest off of her. Ooh, we do spot Ace working on the gen. The gen looks 99. If it wasn't for Wretched Fate, I honestly think that gen finishes. That 1/3 repair speed penalty is so nasty. We do spot tap here, which is very good for us as the gen finishes before the pain rest happens. Very, very good stuff here by our survivors, getting us to our last 2 gens in the trial. However, with 2 survivors on hook, 1 injured and 1 healthy, but Wretched Fate hitting them, it's in a pretty good position here, I think, for Ward to hold this last 4 gens. We get a really good leap here around Shack and get the injure on Ace, but this means he makes it to the hook to unhook, and it will be a hook trade as Ace does go down. Looks like Tap is going to go for the unhook on Cheryl, while Lara has her, I believe, is what is going to be her final chase of the trial. As Rize jumps in front to cut her off. Does a bit of mind games as Bolitar comes to swing, but it does not connect. A very good backpedal there from Bolitar as the swing missed to not get pallet stun. And the connection does happen as Lara fast faults the window. We do spot our survivors here. Oh, maybe a bit early on the lunge there, hitting the tree instead of Ace. And they do finish the heal on Ace. That would have been big if they hit Ace there. We're going to be hooking Lara at around 3 in order to secure this first sacrifice at 2 gens remaining. The gen here by, I believe, 2 is quite a bit of progress as Wretched Fate is finally cleansed, giving Ace their regular repair speed back. We're now in chase with Tap here at 12. Edge, looks like we're going to be playing the Z-Wall at the edge map of 12. Tap injured already means that they can't really get anywhere, as Rize will eventually down them here, as Z-Walls aren't the safest style to play, believe it or not. We're going to get the pick, and there's a pain res hook right here for Ward. Cashing in our second pain res of the trial. A thing to note is that Momo earlier, when they were hooked on that pain rest hook and the gen pop, the pain rest charge was not consumed. Ooh, we spot Ace crouching around and trying to be stealthy. They're gonna play the window. Will we go for body block? Body block does not happen. But which meant that when they hooked Cheryl earlier, they didn't have any more gen pressure aside from that gen just finished. As this chase is happening, we can see Cheryl trying to do the gen at Shack. It's about to pop, so I believe this will be This is looking very much so like a 4K1 in favor of Bolitar here. Oh, the gen does pop, and we opt to pick Ace. Oh, no, we're gonna slug instead, as we're going to go straight for Cheryl. She is injured, which means she can't really unhook with Rize following her. She will go down. It'll either be a hook trade or she'll get hit unhooking. It's up to her. It's very important that she stealths out this, stealths to the hook and gets the pull. She's currently running towards Ace here, as Ghoul is hot in pursuit from what I see. She does have empathic connection, which means she heals 30% faster. She does pick Ace. Oh, and Ghoul jumps in front of her to cut her off, and then she goes down as Ace tries to make it to the hook. I believe this will be our final chase, as Rize is hot in pursuit here, blocking Ace from getting to the hook. This is looking very much like a 4K1 here for Mercy. Solid result on Ghoul. And yeah, once again, a very good performance here by Ward. And a very good performance for our survivors to get that many gems done despite the very fast first chase. We're going to be getting picks and our hooks here to end the trial. And Acid is unfortunately sacrificed in the background. And we will be getting our Ghoul Mari here on Ace. As this Mari is happening, we'll be back very shortly with Petroleum's Ghoul, which I'm also very excited to see. It's always lovely to see such strong teams play against each other, because lots of, great games happen this time. As poor Ace here is worried by Rize. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. To Blood Rush League lower bracket semifinals with Mercy versus Petroleum. We are on our third set here with Momo here playing for Petroleum on Ghoul. As this is our second game, so Momo has a win condition of 4K2 with a tie condition of 4K1. The score is currently 2-0 in favor of Mercy, so Momo has to win this, or at least tie it for, so to prevent Mercy from taking the match. Looks like we have our first chase here in Shaq. We get an early bite here on Lara, and Lara makes the window despite the medium vault. And it looks like we're going to be dropping here. Our build is pretty similar to last time, but instead of Wretched Fate, it's Ruin. Which is... I find that, as with Hex perks, as I said earlier, it's very hit or miss whether they stick around or go quickly. But we do have Eruption as a fallback once Ruin is planned. So we have Ruin for the early mid game, and then Eruption's there for the mid late game. And it's very nice because Ruin doesn't progress the gens towards their 8 regression event limit. We do spot Claude here working the gen, I believe at 11. And we do get the bite. And puts we up now 2 survivors injured. I was gonna say 2, never mind. Caster's Curse, I'm sorry, 1 survivor injured, as they did reset base, and we now get an injury here on Jake. Corrupt Intervention is going to be ending soon. Oh, looks like the Lara was, sorry, the chase with Lara earlier was on 1, not, oh sorry, Claude was on 1 and not 11, I think. We're gonna be playing the filler palette outside of Shack, but we don't make it anywhere as we go down. Next up, Bane Res Hook 2 at 6. It's like we're gonna be hooking on this Bane Res, regressing the gens a little bit more. A very good first down here by Momo. We spot Claude at the window. We get the bite to get our 3 stacks of, sorry, our 3 charges of our power. Claude runs towards this filler. He does make it. Will we see a kidnap tech? Unfortunately not, as they did nerf the kidnap tech quite a bit in the recent patch, giving the survivors more time to respond with either vaulting back over or making some distance. And Ruin has just gone in the background, which, I mean, it did quite a bit up to now, which but unfortunately, it's still very unfortunate it died so early. Or got planned so early, rather. We get the bite here on Lara, and it looks like we're going to be looking for Jake here. As Jake is playing around Shack. Get the Shack pallet down. Does Jake make the window? The answer is no. They needed to fast vault it, but even then, the distance they had to run away from the Shack window to get that fast vault angle, I feel like the ghoul would have still hit them with a lunge. Shack pallet is still up. Will Momo break it? And looks like no, as Momo elects to leave it up to get back onto the map here. Oh. We're gonna patrol back towards Shack, and we are going to break it. Momo, I don't know. Momo's proved me wrong once again. I don't know what I'm talking about. My bad, guys. But we do have a solid 3 gen here at Shack 6 and 5. So this is a potential like 3 gen defense here if you're going for a tie. With the potential of main as well being like that 4 gen cluster. We do spot the gen at 9 here. We get the fight on Claude, which doesn't deep wound her, but it does give her the Kagune mark, which gives us our 3 charges of leap, and we return to Shack as the unhook happens. Will we get Jake here? We're gonna be doing a bit of body blocking from the looks of things. Lara coming in to return the favor with her own body blocking. Taking that hit for Jake, allowing them to get a bit of distance, extending their chase just a little bit more. As Lara is back once again to try and take a hit, but unfortunately, the hit take does not come through, and Jake goes down. And we will be hooking Jake here on this pain res hook at the 6. Unfortunately, this does disable the pain res hook for a couple of, like, I think a minute or 2 after a survivor sacrifice. We spot Bandit on 4, and our ace is once again in a chase. Or not. We opt to just hit and run, get that injured. Now all 3 survivors injured here, very strong. Which means that if the survivors even miss position even slightly, they can go down with just a single hit. We do get Lara as she fast vaults there. Very unfortunate for her, and we do get aura reading here on Claude. Honestly, at this point, this is looking like a potential 4k4 or 4k3. As Claude goes down, and it's all up to Ace here. Bandit on Ace. What a crazy ghoul game by Momo, by the way. So much pressure. Getting those 3 injures and then quickly getting the 2 slugs. Getting big value out of eruptions or reading. But it looks like we're gonna go play it a bit safe here and hook Claude, securing a pain res. As Ace is lurking around. Question is, will Momo find Ace? Looks like Ace does get the unhook, and Momo will be heading straight back there. Ooh, Ace here getting into a chase. Oh, but Momo drops and instead goes for Claude, who does have second wind as she does get healed back to that healthy state. But which means she does get a bit extra time here in the chase as Momo gets a bite and puts her back into the injured state with degrees. But she does get a chance to play this loop a bit longer as she runs around. It greets the pallet just a little bit longer, narrowly missing Momo's lunge, but unfortunately the second lunge does connect as Ward does go down here. Very good recovery from Ace there, from like 2 slug on the floor to getting both up. And Ward here will be going into their second hook as we're going to be on the hunt for the rest of our survivors, I think. And we do hear Ace, I think. Yeah, we do hear Ace around this rock. Will we get the hit? Ooh, Ace revolts the pallet. Very good stuff. That's a very strong play against Ghoul jumping over the pallet. especially on like jump. From what I understand, like especially if they're not enraged, but they were enraged, but it's safer if they're not enraged. As Windows hold pallets and Windows faster when enraged with their power. They do get the unhook on Ward here as we go drop the chase and go straight back, chasing our Claudette and possibly securing our tunnel out here as Ward does go down. Putting us in a 1v2 at 4 gens. The Survivor, I think, is nearby going for a palisade, but unfortunately, Rize started the pick on Claude in a very good spot. Body blocking that pallet save from happening. Looks like we will be getting the Spain Rest hook, and I think this Spain Rest hook will secure a 4k4. As we could hear Ace screaming in the background, confirming to Momo that Ace is indeed on a generator somewhere. And we find Ace here as they do go down, giving us our 4k4 here for Momo. Such a strong play on their ghoul. Very good stuff. They just got the momentum and kept going with it, which will mean we will be seeing our next set, which is, my apologies, our next set, which is Demogorgon. I'll be back very shortly with that, and I'll see you guys soon. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket semi-finals with Mercy versus Petroleum. We are on our 4th set here of our best of 5 with our first game of our 4th set on Demogorgon, played by Julian for Petroleum. This is Petroleum's pick here, so I'm very excited to see what they're gonna cook up. The score is currently 2-1 in favor of Mercy. So Mercy just has to win one more of these sets to secure the match win. And Petroleum has to win this set and the next set. We have a very, very strong build here with like Pain Rest, Corrupt, Erupt, very standard perks, and the 4th perk being Forced Hesitation, which is a very useful perk when you're gonna punish survivors for like unhooking in front of you when you're like trying to secure a tunnel out by like proxy camping or even hard camping a hook. You could down the unhooking survivor, and then the Forced Hesitation will be delivered on the unhooked survivor. We go get a very quick hit here on Nancy as we go towards the shack. Oh, what a shred to down her! That'll be our first down. Very quick into the trial. It looks like it's basement as there are gens in the background getting worked on, with a gen at about 80-90% and a gen at about 30. This puts Julian in a pretty decent position, I'll be honest. We're gonna put down a portal here in shack, and we're gonna teleport. Oh, whoa! As he teleport right next to Claude and get a very good hit on her, but she does finish the gen in Julian's face, kind of. We go for a little mind game and hit around shack there, but unfortunately, Ward there just decided to leave the unhook. Julian coming back to the basement. Very good game sense, but the shred does not connect. Instead, auto-aiming onto the steel hook Nancy. We're gonna go get the hook here on Jake instead, as both of them make it out of shack. Looks like we're gonna stick on Nancy. A thing to note is that we still have our pain res on Nancy, as she is she has been hooked in basement and not a scourge hook. We got the shred here, just short as Nancy makes a bit more distance as Bandit finishes the generator in the background, putting us on 3 generators remaining. Will we go for a basement hook or will we go for a pain res here? Looks like Julian's making the call to go back into basement, which is a pretty fair call considering two gens just, like, a gen just spot as he downed the survivor. We do successfully get the hook in basement, and we're going to be going back up towards top mid. Looking around here, we're going towards main, trying to find our survivors. I'll be honest, the new graphical update to this to the Auto Haven realm, I don't know, ARP feels like looks very different. Like I have to reorient myself sometimes. Where I used to be very used to the map. I don't know, I think it's maybe just the color or something, or of the fog and stuff like that. But I don't know, I think it's a pretty decent change. It's still very green, I have to say. But we do teleport back to Shack and we catch a generator here we worked on at 8. Ooh, they do get the pull! Very, very good stealthing from our survivors as they sneak away as Demo goes to 8 here to kick the gen. We do spot Claude working on the gen. Ace is the one doing the gen up top, which means it was Jake that went for the pull. And it is, as Julian sees both of them leaving Shack. They go for a shred and Jake takes the hit here, but I think Nancy had enough distance to not get hit by that shred, which is unfortunate. Ooh, Claude also coming to take a hit here. Very good stuff from our survivors, but that puts 3 of them on the injured state, which, if Julian does this right, they could snowball it quite quickly. Ooh, a crouch there from Nancy right on the pallet with shred not connecting. As Demo's shred is crouch techable. Oh my god, what a head on by Bandit. They're really buying Merc here a lot of time on this last chase. As another gen in the background is finished. We do get a good M1 here on the top mid. Top mid jungle gym. And we are going to opt hook her for her final hook. We're gonna hook her onto the pain res. We do see Ace's aura here at main, and we know a gen was completed at 8, and it was likely Claude working the gen at 8, and Jake just healed. So we could infer that 2 survivors were at 8, and last survivors here at main. Ace playing this main tile of finally getting into that chase. Will they make it around the corner? The answer is, oh no, I think Demo bumped, unfortunately, the door frame. Oh, sometimes map geometry works against us. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I spit on unknown and it like clips like the side of a door frame or a window, oh man, I get so sad. But Ace is doing such a good job here, taking advantage of that missed shred, getting a lot more distance here. Ooh, dodges the shred at the window. But they do get hit by the M1 as they decided to go for the window again. Instead of possibly running out of the door, I have a feeling they could have made it back out the back door. But Ace here is in a chase, and we have 2 gens being worked on. 1 in Shack, and 1 in, I believe, 4. Which means we have a lot of gen pressure right now from our survivors. There's the gen in top, in front of main, the gen at 4, and the gen at Shack all have progress, with the lowest one being the one at main by our hook. But the gen at 4 and gen at Shack is going to have to pull Julian down if they want to interrupt them. Claude successfully stealthing past Julian to get that unhook. And we're gonna go straight to Shack here. We still have 2 portals that we could place down, so I'm curious to see if they will be placed down where. Because currently we have the portal in top mid and Shack being used quite a decent amount. I'm gonna go look around here looking for a survivor. I believe it was Jake that was working the Shack gen. It was, and they hid at around the bot mid towards 8 side. They do get the reset on Bandit, and we do see some scratch marks. It looks like it's Ward here on top mid, running to 11 here. I believe they're calling their death spot to be maybe 12, 11, 12. As we play the pallet here at 11. We get the shred break, which is very good for Petroleum here. But Claude flares to the left and dodges that shred. So, very good movement from Claude here. As will we get the M1? It looks like we will get the M1. As Claude runs straight towards top mid here. She does have a pallet play. Pallet is dropped. We do hear a heartbeat in the back. Which means someone is standing on a portal as you do get Killer Instinct if survivors are on a portal when you channel Shred. Already Shred for the last gen does finish in this chase, and we will be getting a fresh hook here, securing our third fresh hook. So we will be at 3 fresh hooks and we will be at 5 hook stations with 3 fresh hooks. A gate does open, and will our survivors take the outs, giving us another 2 hook states to make it 7. Looks like Demo is going to elect to just watch the hook here, and the survivors are going to take the outs and not risk it, giving us a result of 7 hooks with 3 fresh, making our next win con 7 hooks with 4 fresh, or 8 hooks. I'm very excited to see Mercy's killer. So we'll be back really soon with Mercy's Demogorgon. Blood Rush League lower bracket semifinals with Mercy versus Petroleum. We are on our 4th set, second game, with Mercy playing killer, this time with Ward/Bulletar playing Mercy with a win condition of 7 hooks and 7 hooks with 4 fresh hooks, or 8 hooks. Yeah, so we're gonna see some demo gameplay here, and ARP from Ward. Very excited. But Bulletar/Ward is a very competent killer, so I'm excited to see what they do with this. We're gonna go put down some portals here at the start. 4 portals left. We're gonna put a bunch down in the 8, like bottom mid shack area, and we do spot our survivor here. Get a first survivor. Ooh. Very good hit by Ward on Kenshi's. Oh my, and go start our chase here with a very good shred. We see another survivor in the area trying to hit lick, but the hit lick doesn't happen as Acid on tap here. Spotted top mid. Will we get an M1? Oh, Ward is out for blood as we're going to slug. Oh, sorry, this is bottom mid. So the new ARP confuses me still. We're out for blood here as we do get the second down. We're gonna go back towards bottom mid here to get our pick. Oh, as Lara comes here to go pick Ace up, recovering it for the survivors. We're gonna check our gens here as we did expect the survivor to be in one, but fortunately for Lara, Demo checks the wrong one. We're gonna get the hit on Lara here. Now we have 1 survivor injured, 2 survivors injured, 1 survivor slugged. This is looking Ward is looking in a very good position here, as long as they stop them from recovering that slug. Oh, unfortunately these shreds are not connecting, but I think that one does. And now all 3 survivors are injured, which puts our survivors in a pretty precarious spot here. We're gonna go vault the window. I think we're heading... Oh no, we're gonna play the mind game. We know Nancy is still here. They do get the pick on Kenshi. Oh, not Kenshi, on Acid. They are all injured right now. As we get the down on Nancy with that really good short swing on the pallet. We're gonna go break that pallet and pick Nancy now and possibly cash in a pain res. Forced hesitation, getting some value earlier when getting that down on Acid. We can hear Ace on a generator now, and Acid and Julian do reset each other. We can see that the pain rest hit the gen at 11, and Ace ran towards like the 10 area. Maybe started stealthing towards mid. Ah, yep, they were in mid, and we spotted them running towards the shack side of the map, away from our hook, which is by main. Now, I think this confirms like all the survivors are currently on the south side of the map. So if they want to go pull Momo here before they go second, they will have to cross the middle, which is a potential patrol spot for the killer. But Ward here instead is selecting to go down south to disrupt any sort of gen progress, getting the eruptions on the gen here, getting a really good lunge towards Shack door. Bit of a sky demo there off the hill. And we're gonna go tunnel straight back towards Hook to secure a tunnel out onto Momo. Will they get the pull? That's not looking likely as Momo goes second here. This gets us our 2 hook states with 1 fresh hook. We still have 3 pain rest charges in the bank. If we could use those and utilize them, this could very much result in a 4K. But it's looking to be in a very good place here for Bolitar because we have 5 gens remaining. Despite like some of the gens sure have a lot of progress, right? But Momo is about to... Momo is on death hook and could potentially be tunneled out, or they are like about maybe 25 seconds away from dying on hook. We're gonna go tunnel back towards the hook here and try and stop any potential unhooks. We do get an unhook, and we get a shred here to injure Lara. Lara entering a locker there. Or exiting a locker rather, one of the two. We're gonna be chasing. Oh, switch targets, big chase and get Lara. Oh my. Bolitar with an amazing game sense to know that Lara was around. We're gonna see some blood, pools of blood here. We're going to find our stealthing survivor, who is Momo, who does have Iron Will, so we won't be hearing them. And we do find Momo here. Get the M1 as Momo does go down, and they do pick and reset Lara. And our first sacrifice will be happening at 3 generators remaining as Lara, as Momo here is sacrificed. A gen finishes in the background, so that puts us at 3 gens remaining with 3 hook stages and 1 fresh hook on the board. We just need 7 hook stages or 4 fresh hooks, with 4 fresh hooks, or 8 hook stages to secure the win here for Mercy. And that would be both set and match win. We did spot, I think, Ace here in main building. Ooh! Oh my god, a very good stun by Ace there at 1, making their way to the 2 jungle gym. A gen finishes in the background. I mean, the survivors did a really good job recovering from such a tough start. Ace making the M1 here, they do. As they use that movement speed to run back around the loop to get a bit of distance from the killer. Ace doubles back thinking that the demo was going to go forward and unfortunately gets caught for it. And we're gonna possibly be hooking our pain res here in mid. Top mid / main. And between top mid and main. And no, apparently I'm stupid and wrong as we hook here instead at 1. Opting not to spend the pain rest charge, which is 100% fair, as a gen did just pop 7 recently, and I think Ward feels like there's no gen with major progress right now to pain rest. I'm gonna go back looking around the hook for any potential rescues, but our survivors right now, instead of unhooking, are currently focused on trying to smash out the last 2 generators. Because if they could get the outs now with it and leave, Jake on the hook, this will secure them a win, because then the Ward will only have 6 hooks with 3 fresh. However, we did spot Tap, who left, who did a decent job pre-leaving their gen. Looks like, unfortunately, they do go second here. So we enter chase with Lara after kicking the gen. Oh wait, no. We're opting to kick the gen and go back towards the 10-11 area. We do spot tap here. Will we get a hit? It's looking likely, and we do. Tap using that on-hit movement speed to make their way towards top mid, possibly running down, and they do get the save on Kenshi. But we do down tap here as their window fake did not quite work out, and Ward was able to capitalize on that and get the down with an M1. Ooh, this is very good for Ward here, as Kenshi is caught out of position with no resources, and they do go down. This will be Tunnel putting us in a 1v2. Oh, a bit of a DC there. Yeah. But we're gonna go into chase here with Lara. Unfortunately, that DC meant that they didn't have to hook Kenshi, which gave Ward extra time here to go back and find Lara before they pick up Tap. And I think this will be giving us a 4v2 as Lara unfortunately gets stuck on the door frame. And ooh, the lunge unfortunately misses here at the paladin, but Lara does go down, and yeah, like looks like a DC happened, and that will conclude our set here, giving it to Mercy, which gives them the match 3-1. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys had fun with the games, and I hope to catch you all next time. I'm Mal ANZ. You can find me on Twitch, and thank you for tuning into Blood Rush League. We'll be back very soon, hopefully.